Good evening, you guys. I was trying to wait for a second to see if everybody popped in here. I think everybody's still connecting. We'll give it just 1 second. Miss Rice, is yours moving pretty slow too?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. Okay.
All right. Well, welcome to Kindergarten Curriculum Night. Thank you guys for joining us. I think we'll probably have a few other people pop in here and there. So we will be sure that we're like letting people in and stuff like that. Hi, Josiah. We are really appreciative of you guys coming tonight and joining us. I know this is like such a busy time in the evening, dinner and practices and everything like that. So thank you for taking a few minutes to hop on with us. And if you're going to watch the recording later, if you're one of those that's going to watch it later, we appreciate you going back and watching it too. But welcome to kindergarten. My name is Lauren Tortai, and I am a kindergarten teacher here at Town Center Elementary. This is my 20th year in education. I've taught kindergarten, first grade, and second grade a couple times, a really long time ago. I live here in Coppell with my family. I have two boys. Aiden is in second grade here at Town Center, and Mason is in seventh grade at Coppell Middle School East. And he's actually playing in a football scrimmage right now. We've never done that before. So hopefully that will be good and I won't get any terrible texts while we're all here talking. Ms. Rice or Ms. Brim, you guys want to share a little bit about you?
Yeah, my name is Courtney Rice, and I'm also a kindergarten teacher here at Town Center. I'm the K-3 homeroom teacher. This is my 9th year teaching, and all 9 years have been at Town Center. I feel so lucky that I got to start here and have been here for that long. I've taught kinder, first, second, and third. But kinder is definitely my favorite. It's where my heart is for sure. So I'm so happy to be back in kindergarten this year. I do not have any children, but I feel like all of your children are my children. So that's me. Yeah. Miss Brim.
Hi, I'm Miss Brim. I'm the kindergarten teacher. I'm the virtual teacher for the first 9 weeks. I have lived in Coppell, raised my kids here in Coppell. They're much older now. I have 2 grandkids. I have 2 precious grandkids, I should say. Callan is 9 in 4th grade and Layden is 6 in 1st grade. I've been teaching, this is 25 years of teaching. I've been at Town Center for 22 years. I've taught kinder and first, and I've looped with kinder and first and looped back. But just those 2 grades, kinder and first night. I love kindergarten. Kindergarten's probably my favorite. And I love having all your kids, and I love that my virtual friends that are here tonight. Welcome.
Yay. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. We want to honor your time. I'm going to share my screen so that we can kind of talk through a little bit about our year. So give me just a second to do that.
Well, Ms. Rice is sharing her screen. I just wanted to let you guys know if you have a question, we're going to kind of popcorn around Ms. Brim, Ms. Rice, and I, but we will all sort of be checking the chat as well. So feel free to drop any questions that you might have into the chat, and we will do our best to pop you right back and answer you in the chat, or if it's applicable, we'll say something about it too. So feel free to use that if you have a question.
All right, so a little bit about what we're going to cover tonight. We are going to talk about our kindergarten curriculum, what we can expect for the year. We'll talk about how we assess and how report cards happen. We'll talk about our technology and digital citizenship. We'll go over a few campus procedures, some grade level expectations, and then great ways that we can stay in communication with you, because we want us to be a team. We are all on the same team for these kiddos. And so we want to be able to open those lines of communication with you. And like Mrs. Tortai said, if you have any questions at all, drop them in the chat and we will answer them as quickly as we can. All right, okay. Mrs. Tortai starting us off.
I'm up first. In case you did not know about this, I think pretty much, well, I don't know if you know or not, but here at Town Center Elementary, we departmentalize. So that means that right now I am your child's language arts and social studies teacher, and Miss Rice is your child's math and science teacher. And when Miss Brim is teaching all the core subjects to her virtual learners at this time. And then if when Miss Brim is able to come back to us, then I will teach the language arts, Miss Rice will teach the math, and Miss Brim will teach the science and social studies. This is something that we've done for a really long time, and we really enjoy it. And it gives us an opportunity to know all the students in kindergarten and to love them all. And we just really enjoy doing it. But I am the language arts teacher. So your child will get some language arts instruction from me. Language arts is broken up into 3 main categories: readers workshop, word study and phonics, and then writers workshop. In readers workshop, we kind of focus on a read aloud. We do small group learning, independent reading. And then later this year, you guys are going to get a book in a bag that comes home that just gives you an opportunity to have some books that you can read with your children at home. And I'll send a couple books home throughout the week. And then at the end of the week, you'll send them back and I'll change them out for new books. I find that this is so helpful in kindergarten because as they are becoming new readers, a lot of those books that they are able to read with the high frequency words and words that are easily sounded out and things like that are not available to you guys unless you want to buy a bunch of like the Bob books and things like that, which those are great too. But I have a ton of those resources. And so I just enjoy to share them with y'all so that you can hear them reading and practice with them at home too. And usually it's something the kids are really proud to bring home. I'm not like checking or grading homework or anything. So it's not meant to be stressful, just fun and enjoyable. And you'll get more information about that. We won't start doing that till like the second 9 weeks. The other components of my classroom are a word study and phonics program. We kind of encompass phonics and grammar into all of a word study program. We will learn some high frequency words in there that are like the 100 most common words that people see and know. We'll do some poetry in there and talk a lot about rhyming. And this week we have been talking about letter sounds. Last week and the week before, we really focused on letter names, which everyone was pretty good at. And this week we learned a cute little poem about apples, and we read all the the letter sounds on the apples, and they think it's really fun and they're very cute and very good at it. So we'll keep working on those things. And then the last part of my language arts component is writers workshop. And it is probably my most loved and fun thing to teach. I love teaching them how to write. I love seeing them just be so excited to share their thoughts and their ideas that they can put on the paper and to take such ownership of the writing. It is something that I love to teach, and I just love to see them grow. And I think that it's such an important skill for them to learn in kindergarten, because when you compile all their work together from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, it's something that they're able to see the growth on as well. You can look back at the end of the year and see that beginning of the year writing, and they are just like blown away by what they couldn't do at the beginning and what they'll be able to do at the end. So those are all the components of my language arts program. We also have a handwriting program called Handwriting Without Tears. And we will work on letter formations and things like that that we have learned in there as well too. So we're working on holding the pencil correctly and all kinds of things. But that's pretty much what they're doing in my room. And we have fun. We have a good time in here. So, and you'll be blown away with how much they learn this year in language arts too. They really are going to come so far, and it doesn't matter where your child is when they come to me. If they need extensions, I will extend for them and meet them there. If they need more challenging books or they're already a reader, then I will help them work on those skills. If they're not yet reading, that's okay too. And I am going to help them get there. So that's kind of the beauty of kindergarten. You can come in wherever you are, and we will meet your needs and get you to the next spot.
And I'll just say, I got to hear them earlier this week do their apple poem and say their apple sounds. And y'all, they were so sweet. They were so darling. They did such a good job and they were so proud. And it was, oh my goodness, Mrs. Tortite does an amazing job with that. So they're in good hands. I am the math teacher for our grade, and I am very, very passionate about math. I told all of your kids the first day they came to me that when I was growing up, math was not my thing. I did not do well with math at all. I didn't enjoy it. There were a lot of tears a lot of tears most nights about math. And then once I had a teacher that really made me realize how important understanding the why behind math was, so many things clicked for me. And I realized that math could be fun and engaging. And it is now my like purpose in teaching is to make sure that kids don't feel that way that I felt about math, and to make sure that they know the why behind their learning, because a lot of times math is a very black and white, just get an answer thing. And there is so much why behind it. And there is a lot of reasoning and problem solving behind it. And that's definitely where my passion for math comes from. The way math looks in my classroom is it is a very like inquiry based approach where we are problem solving together. We're getting answers together. We are working through strategies together. I am not about just like giving them an answer, telling them how to do it. I'm about figuring it out together as we go. We do a lot of guided math where they, I give them a little bit and then they have to give a little bit too. It's a progression. We do lots and lots of hands-on activities. They are 5 and 6, and I know how important that is, that they are manipulating every single thing. They're touching the counters. They are building, the last couple of weeks we've been doing shapes, and they have had shapes in their hands every single day, because that is just so important that they're connecting that physically too. We'll do a lot of small group math where I'm able to pull them to my small group table while others are doing stations. We started stations this week. It was so fun. And then of course some whole group learning as well. One thing that our district does that I think is so incredible, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it, is the way we break apart math for the year, our scope and sequence. And I've linked it here, and I'm not going to open it for you right now, but we will send this to you so you'll be able to open it up. But basically we focus a lot on the foundation of numeracy skills. Those are what we call our high priority learning skills. Those are the things that we value the most in math, because they are the skills that follow them to each grade level. And so basically what that means is that we take those really core numeracy skills and we tease them out for the first like 9 weeks. I mean, we spend a long part of the year really building on these numeracy skills. And for this first 9 weeks, we are just going to start really small. We will start just going to 5. And I know that sounds very small. I know it seems small, but we are going to truly understand what these numeracy skills are, like counting, subitizing, composing and decomposing, comparing. And so we're going to learn those skills with really small, easy numbers. And then we'll build on it the next 9 weeks. And then we'll build on it even more the next 9 weeks, so that they have this really strong foundation with their math. And that way it carries on into first grade and second grade and third grade and on, up into calculus and the things that they're doing in high school, which is incredibly cool. So I'm very passionate about the way that we teach it. I think it's really a neat way for them to really understand these concepts. And then we do, of course, shapes and measurement and money and all of the other fun parts of math too. We get those in as well, because they're just as important. But that is kind of how we're going to teach math this year. I'm excited for it. And then Mrs. Brem, even though she is virtual right now, when she is back in the classroom, she will be their science teacher. I'm covering it right now, and Mrs. Toratai is covering social studies right now, but Mrs. Brem is our beloved science and social studies teacher. So we're going to let her share about that.
Well, welcome, everyone. I get to see your kids here face to face. I do get to see them at recess and at in the hallways, take them to the bathrooms, at lunchroom. So I'm getting to know your kids too. Hopefully in 9 weeks, I get to know them all. I get to teach something that all kids love. They love coming to science. No matter what, science is not hard. Science is fun. It's exciting. We get to do hands-on. We get to do experiments. We get to investigate. We write in journals. We keep really good journals every day and date them and write all the different activities that we're doing. We have a garden here at Town Center that we use a lot. We try to go outside as much as we can. And at our garden, we get to plant. We get to harvest it. We get to see where it goes after it gets harvested. We help a lot of different food banks with our garden. It's just a lot of fun. They always want to go out there. If we're talking about bugs, we're talking about rocks, we're talking about soil, plants, everything. We always make a trip to the garden. We have a lot of resources to teach for the science. We have a lot of fun videos like Generation Genius and Mystery Science that are just great tools to help them build their knowledge. We finished the 5 senses and we're talking about properties of matter. So it's getting them to just, do a lot of hands-on and investigating and seeing what is in our environment and around our world. Earth science is probably one of their favorites when we get to talk about rocks and soil. Living science, when we have all the different living and non-living, about plants and animals and their life cycle. So again, we have scientists, we get to be scientists. I have goggles for all the kids. We sometimes get to wear a scientist coat to be our scientist. Science is just fun, and they all just really love science. And when you ask them like, well, what's your favorite subject? They'll say science, because there's just no right or wrong. We just get to do a lot of experiments, just to do a lot of fun things. So I enjoy that. So.
She's right. She is the favorite by far. They love science. We know it. It's fine.
Social studies I also like too, because I like a lot about how it teaches all the kids just, what's out in our world and the differences between all of us, and that we are not the same. And we get to learn about each other's traditions. We get to learn how to be good citizenships. We get to learn how to, show our patriotism for the United States. We get in other countries. And social studies is another one that's fun too. We get to learn about like parades and how many people have parades in different countries and how they celebrate parades and different cultures and different holidays. And we just get to talk about a lot of different topics. We get to talk about ourselves and how we make a difference to everybody in our life and our world. And I love when around Christmas time, we have traditions, and I love how the kids get to bring from where they're from and from different parts of the world, all their different traditions in it. And it's just really interesting because we get to learn a lot. So looking forward to that. It's just fun.
All right. And then we also all three teach social emotional learning. That is a really big component of our school day as well, is teaching our learners about social emotional learning. And we do that a few different ways. One thing we do is having morning meetings every day. That is a time for us to kind of check in with them and, kind of set intentions for the day and set goals for what it is that we're wanting to learn about. We also have guidance lessons with our amazing counselor, Miss Matlock. The friends in K3, my homeroom, actually got to have their first guidance lesson yesterday. And I know the friends in K1 are having it next week.
Yes. Next week, I think on Thursday.
And they love.
We'll have it next week too.
Oh, good. She loves when they love when she comes and talks to them about their feelings and their brains. And I learn so much every single time that Miss Matlock comes. And throughout the year, we have kind of 4 really big concepts that we'll focus on, one each 9 weeks, which is intrapersonal effectiveness, interpersonal effectiveness, personal health and safety, and then career readiness, which I know they're 5 and 6, and we're talking about career readiness, but really it just means having them kind of think about their future and think about, beyond themselves, thinking beyond today. It's all very much at their level. But we've found, the last few years how very important it is for our learners to have good social emotional health and be aware of social emotional skills. And so that is definitely something that we really focus on too. All right, assessing and report cards. So we've told you all of these things that we're going to teach this year. How are we going to assess them? Ms. Forti, do you want to tell about
I
your
will.
language arts. Yeah.
Okay, so in language arts, we do a variety of different assessments. The first one that we do is called a DRA, which is that's where I get like a reading level from, and that's not really something that you necessarily have to know a reading level, but it's just for me, and I will definitely share it with you all. To know where they're starting and what kind of growth and progress they're making. So it's like a running record where I'm just listening to them read and finding out which words they're able to recognize, which words they're working to sound out, and then can they retell the story that they read. Another assessment that we will do monthly is iStation. That's going to be a digital assessment that they'll do on a program on their iPad. And it is a great program because every month it assesses their needs on where they are working and some skills that they need practice on. And then it automatically adjusts for them so that they are getting practice on the skills that they are needing or lacking or can use more on. And that is also something that I can assign certain things in. So if I see in small group that they really need some extra practice in a certain area, I can assign them some activities on iStation that would help support that as well. We do a writing assessment at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. We also do a sight words assessment, and the kids really love this one because at the beginning of the year, they can just read a couple, and then by the end of the year, they're reading 50, 100, however many words, and they're always so proud and they love it. Another assessment that we do through the state is called M-Class. And this is an assessment that will just help really break down the skills that we teach individually here in language arts, and will just give us an idea of where each child is working individually and what skills they need some extra practice on. And then last but not least is MAP. And we will do that. That is a statewide assessment that will compare the students in our classes amongst the students in the entire state, I believe, and also in our district, and just show us some deficits or some areas that we could grow as a campus, and then as a district, and then in the state. And it also helps to measure growth over time. So the students will be able to see their growth, and we will too. And we will share all of those with you. We usually do them 3 times during the year: beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year.
We will there's a MAP assessment for math as well. And so when they take the MAP reading test, then the next day or around the same time, we'll do the MAP math test as well. And I second what Ms. Torch said. It's a great assessment for really like teasing out specific areas of growth. It breaks down, I mean, I know at least with my math test, it breaks down like categories of like numeracy and addition and subtraction, and really shows some areas of strength and areas of growth for our learners. And that's a great, it's just a great helpful tool. And then another way that we assess is Dreambox. This is an app that your learners will be learning about next week. It's an app that we have as a district that they have a ton of fun with it. I mean, it's learning about math, but it's also very, very enjoyable for them. And there are some assessments that I can do through there.
Ms.
And
Rice, you're muted, or it's frozen.
I
Hold
am.
on. I can't hear you. I don't know if anybody else can.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
I'm sorry if you can't. I'm just gonna keep going and hope
it's
that.
fine. It's just
Okay.
fine. No worries.
Okay. Anyway, it is similar to iStation, and then I can make specific assignments. Like if I notice there is something that I would really like your child to work on, I can assign specific skills in Dreambox. And then of course, we'll do lots and lots of different just like teacher assessments based on whatever it is that like the content that we're learning. They did a shapes assessment today. They didn't know that they did a shapes assessment today, but they did. It was fun. I try to make things as fun as possible, but just to see if they are mastering the skill. We are in kindergarten, and in kindergarten, we have a standards-based report card rather than a grade, like a numerical grade report card. And so what that means is at the end of each 9 weeks, you will get a report card emailed to you that covers all of our curriculum. It covers specials and all of the programs that your child is a part of. And then for each standard or each high priority learning standard that we cover for that 9 weeks, they'll receive either like saying they've met the standard, saying that they're approaching that standard, or saying that they are not making sufficient progress for that standard at that given time. So rather than assigning them a specific grade, it's more just knowing, have you mastered this specific skill that we're trying to teach? Or, are you working on it and getting there, or are you still not quite making progress? And there are rubrics listed on the Coppell ISD website, which I have linked right here for you, that kind of break down how it is that we decide. It's not just like a willy-nilly mastered approach standard or meeting the standard, approaching the standard. We have a very specific rubric that we are going off of. So did I cover that, Mr.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Okay, technology and digital citizenship is definitely a big piece of learning right now for us. You've all gotten the iPads home with you each day, which is so exciting. They are so proud to get to bring those iPads to school and so excited. I know when we're packing up in the afternoon, like they are so I understand how exciting it is for them. But we also know that technology is it can be a little scary and a little intimidating too with 5 and 6 year olds. And so we are very, very mindful of technology use and using it appropriately and teaching them the appropriate skills to use on an iPad and teaching them ways to be safe with technology. These are just a couple of the tools that we'll use throughout the year. Schoology is a platform that we use. Mrs. Brum's virtual learners, I know, are definitely familiar with it right now. That's kind of the program that a lot of them are working with right now. iStation and Raz Kids and Dreambox are all apps that we use during math and reading. Bulb is our digital portfolio, which is so neat that our learners will have like this digital portfolio that carries with them from grade to grade. It's a really special thing that follows them through their entire education career. And then Mackinvia is a research app that we'll use, and it's a really neat tool that kind of gathers lots of different databases that are student friendly and safe. Mrs. Brum uses it a lot in science and social studies to research more about specific topics. So digital citizenship, like we said, is definitely it's very much at the forefront of our minds. We want to be mindful and safe when we're using iPads. And so your children this year are definitely being taught about ways to be appropriate with technology. They learn about protecting online passwords. They learn about how to be kind and considerate online. They learn about how we have to stay on task when we're using a device. It's not just a toy to play with during school. It serves a purpose that's for learning. It's not just for fun. They learn a little bit about their digital footprint that it follows them. And of course, digital citizenship as a whole.
Ms. Rice, do you mind if I step in?
Of course.
On the digital citizenship, for our virtual friends, we have Technology TED that's going to help us guide us through this digital citizenship. I have linked it in a Schoology course for my virtual friends, and I know face-to-face friends, you will do that as a whole group, as a whole class. So that's coming soon.
Yes, he's a very learner-friendly, student-friendly way to teach digital citizenship, and they love Technology TED. He's great fun. Okay, so now we'll move on a little bit about our school and our grade level. Ms. Tortai, do you want to talk about specials?
Absolutely. So if you are an in-person learner or if you are a virtual learner, your child is participating in 3 different specials every week. They usually do PE, which is physical education, twice a week. And then once a week, they go to art class, and another day of the week, they go to music. And then usually on Friday, every school calls it a little something different, but we call it here at Town Center Move and Groove. And usually all the specials teachers get together and they do some type of fun learning activity with the kids. Sometimes they take them to run the track on those days. Other times they play a game in the gym, or they will do activities that kind of involve all 3 of their areas. And the kids really love it. So this year we have divided the students. They don't necessarily go to specials with their homeroom class, which if you've had an older child here at Town Center or at Cottonwood or wherever they are, this is probably a new to all of us thing. We have divided them up into color groups. So if you are an in-person learner, then your child is either yellow, blue, green, or purple, and they stay with that color group all the time. And the learners go to whatever special it has it for that day or whatever. So they'll go to PE twice a week and then music and art once a week. And that is something that we've kind of gotten all the groups settled now. And so we are going to be sending you home a note or kind of letting you know what days your child has PE. And Coach Hayes is our PE teacher here at Town Center. And he asks that the children wear tennis shoes, which is usually not a problem for the boys. They're happy to wear tennis shoes all the time. But I have lots of cutie little girls with sandals and flip-flops and things like that. And just so that you know, if you have an old pair of tennis shoes that you wish for them just to leave here at school in the cubby with a pair of socks, we are more than happy to have them change. Or if you just want to stick tennis shoes in the backpack and let them change, that is fine with us. Miss Rice and Miss Brim and I are more than happy to help them switch shoes. That doesn't bother us at all. I know the girls, they love those jellies too. I don't think they call them jellies anymore, but that's what we called them. But anyway, so please just, we will be sure to let you know what days you have PE. And even if you can't remember, if they don't wish to wear, or even some of the boys are loving like the flip-flops, that's fine. Just stick a pair of socks and tennis shoes in the bag and we will make sure that they get them on. But we will let you guys know what color they are and what day they go so that you have a little bit more knowledge of when they're doing what. Some of them know better than we do. They've caught on better than we have.
It's new for all of us. So it's yes, we're all learning. And here is the specials teachers contact info. We'll just, this will be in the slides that come home to you. So if you ever have a question, you're welcome to reach out directly to them.
All right, something else for kindergarten that if you are an in-person learner, I am sure that you have seen this come home is we have some kindergarten expectations where we talk with the kids about at school, we're polite, we're considerate, we follow directions. And this is just a way for us to communicate with you and let you know how they're doing and what kind of day they're having each day and stuff like that. So we ask that you would just take all of the papers out of the green folder each night, just empty it out and put those at home. If you're a mom like I am, then as soon as they go to bed, I usually throw most of those papers away. But maybe you're a better mom or dad than I am and you save them all. I don't. And I try to make sure he doesn't find them in the trash. But just so you can see some of the things that they are working on in class and at school. We also keep a lot of journals at school. I know I have a writing journal. They have a math journal and a science journal. So please don't be alarmed if you don't see a ton of papers or things like that coming home. We are learning how to use technology to share our ideas and to learn new things. And we are also keeping a lot of journal work here at school, and you will get an opportunity to see that later in the school year. But the behavior calendar with the colors, your child will come home with a green if they had a great day. And then if they're having a little bit of a hard time, you might see a yellow. Please do not be alarmed if you see a yellow. A yellow every now and again is nothing to worry about. It's just us helping them to know that, you know, we're holding them accountable and that everybody makes a mistake. Should you be seeing, and I don't foresee that this will be the case because we have a very sweet group of friends, but should you be seeing a lot of yellows, please reach out to us, or chances are we'll reach out to you and figure out some ways that we can better meet your child's needs and make sure that we are all on the same page. But this is just kind of a good way for you to know Miss Rice and Miss Brim and I are always an open door. You can always email us and ask us how they're doing. Please do. We are here for that. Like I think all three of us said, kindergarten is our favorite, and we know it's for a lot of you, your first school experience, and it's definitely your kids' first school experience. So please know that you can ask us anything, but this goes home every night and comes back every day.
And one thing too, we are all three very big believers that each day is a brand new day and each day is a fresh start. Just because a color, you know, your folder might have been yellow yesterday means nothing for today. We are big believers that every kid has a fresh start. Every day should be a great day. Yes. Okay, these are some things that your child will need to be successful at school. We'll go over face-to-face first, and then Miss Brim will talk about virtual. Face-to-face learners do need their charged iPad each day. We really are getting into using it this week. It's been so much fun. A water bottle. It is so hot right now. Oh my goodness, the water bottle is a big helpful thing. We do, if they don't have water, we have little cups and we have a sink back here and we give them a cup of water. We're not depriving them if they don't have the water bottle, but it's very helpful to have a water bottle with their name on it too, because we have quite a few friends who like Paw Patrol and Space. And so we have a few duplicate water bottles. Your lunch, if you are not getting one from the cafeteria, lunch is free. So your child is always welcome to get a lunch from the cafeteria. They do not have to pay for it. The only thing that is something to be paid for at the cafeteria are like the little extras like ice cream, or they can get like little fruit roll-ups and little treats like that. That is I'm sorry.
Rice Krispie treats.
Rice Krispie treats, yes. Goldfish, I think. That's $1. So if they would like to buy an extra, I know sometimes parents, like I said, that is like a Friday treat or a pizza day treat or whatever, you can put money in the account for that, but lunch is always free. A face mask right now is something to bring. A peanut-free snack. We are a peanut-free classroom. Our rooms are peanut-free and we're having snack in the room. So please, if you can, send a snack that is peanut-free. The lunch, if you bring one from home, does not have to be. The way we have them spread out, everyone is safe. Whether you have a peanut allergy or tree nut allergy or anything, we are able to keep them safe with peanuts in the lunch, but if you could please send a peanut-free snack, that would be helpful. And then we do want them to have a change of clothes that will stay in the cubby. I know a lot of those have already come, so thank you. That's just in case of any kind of spill, any kind of accident. If it's muddy, it's great to have an extra change of clothes.
For my virtual friends, your charged iPad, a quiet place to work so that I can hear you and you can hear me. And a lot of times we can hear each other. And if we don't have a lot of background noises, we don't get an echo or anything like that. So a nice quiet place is good for our learning. School supplies, I put out for my virtual learners, I do a waiting room. In my waiting room Zoom, I have what materials you will need for Zooms. And then in my morning message, I will also tell you what supplies you need for each subject area. So I send the supply package home on Mondays. Next week it will be on Tuesday because Monday's a holiday. But each of the forms or any of the materials that you need, I'll have them all in that supply bag. So I'll make sure that you know before you start your day that you know exactly what materials you need for the day. So, and all work needs to be turned in. Well, I think that's on the next slide. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes, we'll talk about it.
All right. If you're a friend, you want me to go, Ms. Rice? Or no?
Yes, please.
If you're a friend that is coming face-to-face, the doors to our school open at 7:20. Learners are welcome to go to the gym if they've already eaten breakfast and just wait with their friends. They get a chance to talk and visit in there, and they are monitored in there. If you drop them off before 7:20, we do not have any supervision. So please keep that in mind. Once it is 7:20, the doors will open and there is supervision provided for them. If they have not eaten breakfast, like Ms. Rice said, breakfast is free. So you are welcome to send them to the cafeteria for breakfast. We do ask that if you wish for them to eat breakfast at school, the closer you can get them here to 7:20, the better. That just gives them a chance to eat their breakfast without being rushed or it being chaotic. The earlier, the better, but not before 7:20, because then there won't be anybody to watch them. The tardy bell rings at 7:40. Now, if they're coming from breakfast, that's not something you have to worry about. We usually know, and we take care of that, and they will not be considered tardy. So don't worry about that. And then for the virtual friends.
Okay, I have a Schoology calendar every day with all of our Zooms or any of our assessments or anything that's for guidance next week with our counselor, our guest readers, anything that we will need to be connected virtually. I have the calendar for you there. Again, our morning meetings start exactly at 7:40. We have a special day of Wishful Wednesday, Talkative Thursday, tomorrow's Favorite Friday. So we have a lot of things that we get to talk to each other about for our morning meetings to get to know each other.
Okay, and then ending our day, kindergarten students do get picked up in the front loop of the school. If you do have a older child too, they can come to the front loop and be picked up. That way you don't have to do two loops. It's just easier for the big kids to come join the littles rather than sending the littles over to the big kid side. So all the older siblings can come join your kindergartner, and they can be picked up in the front loop. And kindergarten pickup is we try to be out there by 3:00 so that you can get them and get on your way. I know there's a lot of traffic in the afternoons. We know it's hectic out there. So we really do try to be out there by 3:00 for you.
And then just my virtual ending of the day is just make sure that you have all assignments turned in by that evening, 11:59. Hopefully you're not up at 11:59 turning in courses. Hopefully you're asleep. And then I just wanted to pass on that Epic is one of the apps that we're using right now. And this is also for face-to-face. If you're using the Epic app at home and you don't have your own Epic app, it's only good this year during school hours. So if you're trying to access Epic at nighttime, you won't be able to get in. It might ask you to buy a license for it. You do not need a license. So it's just available during the day, during the school hours.
All right, so GT screening. This is just a little message from our GT teacher about GT screening. Due to everything that is going on right now and adjusting policies and procedures, information for each grade level screening will just be sent out by a video from our director later at that time. But if you have any questions about the gifted and talented screening or any questions about those services, you are welcome to email our GT teacher. Her name is Heather Bass. She is wonderful. The kids have gotten to know her well already. During the first week of school, she spent the whole day with us because we need some help going to the bathroom, things like that. And so she knows all of your kiddos well already. She loves them so much already. So if you have any questions about that, you can direct them to her. And then here is our communication email or info. We want to be as open to you as possible. We definitely believe that this is a partnership. We want to work together to make sure that your children are having a great year and feeling successful. And so you are always welcome to email us. We are always happy to talk about anything it is that you need. These are our Twitter handles. We try to tweet out pictures and things that we're doing. It's just a fun way to kind of post a cute, when we do a fun little activity, it's fun to send a cute picture out. And then we do have a Town Center kindergarten blog. We sent that last Friday, was our first one. So you will be able to see that each week. We update it on Fridays. And it kind of is just a way for us to give information about what we're learning for the upcoming week, any kind of important announcements or dates for your calendar, things like that are all kept in the blog. And then, of course, we also have school communication. Our amazing principal, Miss Martin, sends out a parent newsletter each Friday as well. We have a Town Center Twitter, which is at TCE Texans, or you can follow the hashtag TCE Texans. And she just shares about all of the amazing things that are going on at school each day. We have a Town Center Facebook page that you can like, and a Town Center website for any other Town Center questions. And that is the end of our presentation. We are so excited for a great year. We have just adored getting to know all of your kids already. It is such a sweet, sweet group of kids. We are really, really excited for a great year. Does anyone have any questions before we sign off? Ms. Tortai, do you have something?
Well, yes, it is going to be a great year, but a few friends were asking in the chat about lunch, and Miss Brim answered it. I was trying to type, but I couldn't type fast enough. Sorry about that. But you can add money to your child's lunch account. I believe it's myschoolbucks.com, but if you go to the Coppell ISD website, on the website, it will walk you through how to add money to an online lunch account for your child, and you can manage that like digitally and add it digitally. So you're not having to send them to school with cash. You are also welcome to go into the school cafeteria and you can give her cash or a check and she'll add it to their account that way. Although actually I don't think you're allowed to come in right now.
Right.
But if you want to send money, cash or a check, we can do that for you. And then the lunch menus are also able to be found online for you too. I know if your kids are like my kids, I have to print the menu because they're particular about what things they like and what things they don't like, and all of that. So sometimes you need their school ID number to be able to sign them up for the My School Buck. So if you are in need of an ID number and that's not something you have, just drop us an email and we'll get it for you and send it back to you so you can set them up on the account.
Great. And I just saw a question too about what's the best way to communicate if your child needs to miss school for a day. You're welcome just to email us and we will get it to the correct person. Mrs. Kingsley, Sherry Kingsley in our front office is the one who handles, yes, our attendance clerk. But if you just send it to us, we are happy to be the one to send any information to the correct person. So we are definitely a great first line of contact. Okay. Anything else or any other questions?
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you. We know that this is, like I said, a really busy time in the evening, and we just appreciate you hopping on and taking the time to hear what we had to say. And more than anything, we appreciate you letting us watch over your children and love your children important to them this school year. We would not do this job if we didn't love it. And we are really, really happy to have all of them and all of you this year too. So like we said, our door is open. And if you should need anything at all, please let us know.
And with my virtual friends, I love seeing their cute little smiles every day on Zoom. I don't get to hug them, but I can virtually hug them and send them kisses. So.
All right. Well, y'all have a great night. We will send out this recording and these slides tomorrow.
Yes, and just before we end the session, can I ask a little question, please?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Krishna's mom.
Hi.
So I just wanted to know, hi, how are you doing today? Good. Amazing. So I just wanted to find out, is there a way to know a child's progress every week? Or apart from the green folder coming back to us every day, is there a way we know how a child is progressing through the weeks?
Right. Do you mean like academically or?
Yes, in academics. That's right. In academics.
We will try to send home as much work as we can. Like Ms. Torte mentioned, so many of the things that we do are in journals and are things that stay at school. We're getting to, I think we're slowly getting to a place where those things can be uploaded onto technology so that you could see those as well. It's just it is a learning process for
yes,
them. But that is definitely the goal. Yes, we want you to know as much as, obviously as much as possible. We want you to know about everything your child is doing. And if you ever have a question too, you're always welcome to just like reach out and send an email, but we do try to send home as much as we can, as much as we have.
Thank you. Yes. In my case, whenever I ask Krishna, hey, Krishna, what did you learn today? He just comes and tells me, oh, well, we had fun. We had a great day.
Well, I'm glad he's having fun. They are learning content too, but sometimes.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm sure of that. But they are having a great time, definitely at kindergarten.
Good.
Another thing you can do too is if you look on our blog every week, we will tell you some of like the big concepts that we're teaching. And that is a great way. If you look over those things, that's a great way for you to say, what did you learn about this topic? Or what did you learn about that topic? And it gives you some more specific questions to ask. Because I totally understand when I say, how was your day? They were like, it was great. And that's all I get. So looking over the blog and seeing some of the concepts that we're working on in each subject area will also help you to be able to ask some more specific questions and hopefully get some more specific feedback. And we are happy to give that feedback to you as well too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was really helpful. Thank you so much.
Good. All right. Well, then y'all have a wonderful night and we will see all your kiddos bright and early tomorrow morning, whether on Zoom or in person. Bye.
Friends. Bye.